Hello, welcome to another live stream of Master Investor Company. Glad to be here again with another valuable video and podcast on why building wealth requires to spend money wisely. If you're new to our community here at Master Investor, remember we're more than an investment management company. Our mission is to elevate the financial well-being of humanity through high quality financial education made simple. Make sure you follow us in all platforms. If you're listening through our podcast, you're welcome to leave a comment, visit our website, get our ebook, How to Build Cash Flow with the Internet. You can find it on Amazon if you're ready to start making passive income. If you want to learn the new rules of money, we also have a book on that to help you understand why the rules of money have changed and why the old rules of money are obsolete. You need to be playing with the new rules of money. Okay, so focus on building your passive income and making money work hard for us. Okay, that's the whole goal here at Master Investors, to create more wealth and more freedom in your life. Today's blog is going to be all about why, in order to build wealth, requires to spend money wisely. Okay, once you learn how to raise capital, once you can use debt, good debt, to invest for passive income, and you're receiving passive income, you gotta invest that passive income to acquire more cash flow and assets. There's nothing wrong with having expenses. A lot of people think that in order to get wealthy, you need to shrink. Actually, it's the very opposite. You need to expand, and you need to understand how to spend money wisely, because it's going to help you become wealthier. So a lot of times it's not about saving money, it's about spending more money wisely, okay? But it does not take money to make passive income, although you can make money with money, okay? So once you have financial education and once you learn how to raise capital and use debt, then once you're receiving passive income, you need to make that money work hard for you. Okay, so you need to put it to work. You need to send it to an operation, whether it's a business or an investment that you're building or you're acquiring or you're buying from somebody. You got to put that money to work. Okay, a lot of people have a lot of money, but they don't know what to do with it. Okay, and that's why they end up giving it to somebody else to invest it for them, because they don't have financial education. Okay, very important that you study financial education, because it's going to help you solve financial problems. And remember, every business and investment is built to solve a problem in the marketplace. So the question is, what type of problems do you want to solve? What are your passions? What is your purpose in life? Write it down in the comment section if you're watching this on YouTube, and make sure that you understand, in order to build wealth, you need to be wisely in the way you spend your money. Okay, so before you go and buy a liability, if you have money right now sitting in the bank, you want to think about how you can make that money work hard for you, whether you go get a credit card based on that money and you use that credit card and that loan to acquire a cash flow and asset, so you can actually print more money with money. Okay, but you got to understand the new rules of money. Okay, so let's dive into our blog, and I'm going to read a little bit about it, and we're going to talk about some of the concepts and tips that I put in the blog. So I hope that you enjoy. Give me a like, and of course, share this great content with other people, because remember, we got to practice generosity. The more generous we are, the more wealthy we'll become. Okay. We hear uneducated financial advisors tell their audience to cut our expenses or live below our means. Such wrong advice, it is insulting to the financial educated, and it should be to you too now. If a financial expert thinks we are so unconscious and ignorant that the only way we could possibly reach financial security was by cutting back, reducing what we spend, and living a life less than what we really want, why building wealth requires to spend money wisely. That is incredibly lazy advice. It is safe advice for the so-called advisor, because it sounds logical and won't cause any flack for the advisor. It is lazy because the advisor doesn't have to think, plus who wants to live below their means. It does not inspire anyone, only those without financial education. That kind of thinking and advice, it kills the spirit and it keeps people poor. Cut versus spend. Not only is cut expenses lazy advice, it is also incorrect advice if we truly want financial security for life. Consider this: we own a duplex that we rent out to two families. In any rental property, as in any business, our three key financial components are income, that's number one, number two, expenses, and number three, debt. In terms of income, expenses, and debt, what are the first questions we ought to ask? Income, it is very straightforward. How do we boost our passive income? Whether the issue is with our personal household, our business, or our rental property, raising our cash flow is frequently the answer to a money issue. Lowering our vacancies, adding other revenue sources like laundry, and raising rents are all real estate strategies for achieving these. Expenses. How do we reduce our expenses is a question that most individuals instantly ask, and an erroneous question. What should we do to spend our money more wisely so that we can raise the value of our property is a better question to ask. The question of how can we use our money or debt more wisely to raise the worth of our company is another possibility. And yes, we should pose this question regarding our own financial situation as well. For instance, we might determine that the water cost for the rental duplex we own is too high and try to reduce that expense by using less water overall. Our plants and shrubs begin to wither as a result of the water restriction. Our tenants are now dissatisfied because of the unsightly brown landscape. Spending money may be a better option than reducing expenses. Similar to a property we own, we spend more money on more trees and plants rather than making cuts. This investment improves the property's curb appeal and increase its allure to inhabitants. It does not take money to make passive income. It takes knowledge. Knowledge is the new money. But once you are receiving passive income, you gotta know how to make that money work hard. That's why when you're an entrepreneur, your job number one is to learn how to raise capital. And then your number one skill is to sell without selling using marketing and systems. Remember, we're building a business not to be working in the business, but rather be working on the business. We don't want to be an employee. We don't want to own a job, right? The whole point about creating a business and providing a solution to the marketplace successfully is so that we create freedom and return for our lives, so we can go ahead and build something else. And then we can move to the inside investor side, okay? Because now we're receiving passive income, and now our job changes a little bit because now we have excess of cash flow, meaning that we have money sitting around every single day and ready to be put to work. So before we even get to save the money, we already have a plan in place to make that money work hard for us. That's why rule number one of our community here at Master Investor is that we work to build passive income and make money work hard for us. So you got to think about this. There are three types of income. We talk about it all the time. Number one, earn income. That's when you have a job, you trade your time for money for a paycheck. You have to show up and then you get paid, right? And that type of income is taxed at the highest bracket. The second type of income that exists is capital gains income. And this comes from when you buy something at a certain price and you sell it for a higher price. That gain is called capital gains, okay? And it's also taxed at a higher bracket. Only in several exceptions you can minimize taxes, okay, according to the tax code. And the third type of income, which is the best type of income if you truly want to be wealthy and have financial freedom, then it's passive income, okay? Because it allows you to minimize taxes all the way to zero legally, because the tax code is in favor for entrepreneurs and inside investors, okay? And so you can actually use the law to minimize your taxes and be a tax-free entity. That's why you have to understand that today money is created with debt, and debt is tax-free. So Instead of using your capital, you can use that to raise debt, right? To borrow money, because that money is going to be tax-free right off the bat. And then passive income is also tax-free. So if you combine good debt, right? Because good debt is all about investing for passive income, utilizing the money that you borrow from other people's money, OPM, the bank's money, or a private lender, right? You're using that money to invest for passive income, okay? And two types of income that exist when we invest are capital gains income and passive income. But in the whole game of money, there are three types of income. Like I mentioned, earned income, capital gains income, and passive income. The ultra wealthy, we focus on building passive income because it gives us freedom. It comes from a sound asset that our companies control, okay? And it comes in even while we're sleeping, while we're playing around, while we're at the gym, while we're doing what we love, while we're on vacation. It comes in because we have a system of systems in place doing the selling and telling for us. So we have people in places, we have artificial intelligence in places, we have promotion in places, we have email marketing going out to the clients, to potential clients, so we can, do something else. That's the whole point about becoming wealthy, okay? There are too many people that have money, but they don't know what to do with the money, okay? So if you're someone that have capital right now, instead of you giving it to somebody else to invest it for you, invest in your financial education, spend your money wisely by learning how to acquire a business or an investment that produces passive income today, not in the future, right now, okay? And that's what's important, that you learn how to read financial statements, because that is the foundation of true wealth, the ability to read financial statements. Here at Master Investor, we show you how to do that. So if you go get our ebook, How to Build Cash Flow with the Internet, you're going to learn how to do all of that. You're going to understand what a financial statement looks like. And that way you can apply that knowledge into your life, okay? When we receive cash flow from an asset, then we must move the cash flow into a new asset to make it work hard and multiply into more cash flow. More and more individuals wanted to reside on this land because it now has such a beautiful appearance and atmosphere. We were able to raise the rents as a result. Increased rentals result in increase in the property's value. The same question you should be asking of your own finances is, how can we spend money more wisely to improve the value or income? How can we spend or use my money in a way that will help me earn more cash flow? More and more individuals wanted to reside on that property because it looks good, right? So instead of you shrinking and taking away from your asset, you want to be adding more assets into that asset. So when you have an asset, you can actually acquire more assets to scale that. That's what's important. When you acquire an asset or business, you got to ask yourself this question: can I scale this business? How can I scale this business, right? How can I scale this investment? What's my cap rate? What's my limit? If I fix up the ACs, if I put up laundry inside the rentals, for example, right? Or if you have, a digital business, can you scale it? How many people can I sell this product to, right? On autopilot, using artificial intelligence and things of that nature. So, those are the questions that you need to be asking yourself instead of you cutting yourself short. And you need to be asking, how can I afford that? Instead of you saying you can't afford something, you got to be creative, right? And learn how to use OPM, other people's money, to acquire what you need legally, okay? When we say don't live below our means, what we really mean is increasing our means, okay? So focus on increasing your passive income and don't focus on saving money, because if you're too greedy with your money, and you're saving your money and you want to just put it under your mattress, you're losing the opportunity to get wealthy, because anybody can save money, okay? In fact, majority of the population in the world, that's all they know what to do with their money. They go work hard and they save their money. They don't know how to make it work hard for them, and they don't know how to raise more capital with that money. Focus on raising our income rather than lowering our spending. Scarcity mindset that keeps you impoverished, right? Increase your revenue by making purchases that make money work harder for you rather than by working harder yourself. Cutting costs is simple and easy. Anyone can complete that. To decide how to spend our money in order to create money, we need creativity and a little bit of bravery. Financial intelligence is that. Debt. How do we acquire the finest financing condition is the question to ask. When the deal may be found in the terms such as the interest rate, long-term interest only versus 30-year fixed, recourse versus non-recourse, etc., rather than the investment price. Too many individuals focus on the investment price. By the way, one of the 9 suggestions to becoming a master real estate investor is to grasp the terminology. If we don't know what any of those terms mean, just look them up, right? And I always say this: if you want to increase your wealth, you gotta increase your business vocabulary. That's why here at Master Investor, we give you financial education made simple so that you improve your financial intelligence, so that you can speak like the wealthy do, okay? So it starts with your mindset. You speak it, you change your core values about money, the views you have about money, you understand the new rules of money, and that way you can attract the right people in your circle. You can see opportunities even when the economy is crashing, because a master investor knows how to prepare for any type of economy, okay? We don't so much predict the economy because we know it goes up and down. Yeah, we understand when we are entering a crash, when we are, the economy is booming, but it always goes up and down, okay? We have paid full price more than once in exchange for conditions that increase our cash flow. Gave me more time to make repairs or gave me more freedom to use the property in the future. More than the price, the financing conditions have the power to make or break a transaction. Today, good debt, is attractive since it is affordable. Our first rental property had an 18% interest rate when it was purchased. Okay. Yeah, we succeeded in cash flow. Remind ourselves that debt isn't always 4-letter term. 2 categories of debt exist. Good debt is the debt that is used to purchase, build, and acquire assets that produce passive income or positive cash flow. Assets are things that put money in our pocket whether we work or not. Bad debt is money borrowed to purchase liabilities. Liabilities are things that take money from our pocket. There's nothing wrong with liabilities as long as they are being paid and satisfied with an asset that you control 100% or that your company controls, right? Because you want to be doing things on their business entity. Okay, as you can see, we have a financial statement and is the cash flow pattern of the wealthy class. You can also find this on our ebook, okay? All of these diagrams that we created, they are found inside of our ebook. So if you want to have the total guide on how to build cash flow with the internet, make sure you visit our website. You can also find the ebooks on Amazon, okay? But if you get it from our website, you're going to have additional bonuses that will come with the ebook, videos, exclusive content, documents that we add into each digital course that will have the ebook available as well. So you get more things of value getting it straight from our website, because if you go to Amazon, you're just going to get the ebook, okay? So just come to our website and get it from here, okay? So as you can see, if you're watching this on YouTube, cash flow pattern of the wealthy class, you can see the income comes from the asset column, okay? And it flows down to the liability column, and it pays for the expenses. It goes up the expenses. And when you do it right, and when you have financial education, then you can have the expenses go back to your asset column, because those liabilities, you can turn them into an asset, your assets. Okay, so let me show you how that will look like. So you can see the income, the passive income coming in from the assets. It flows down to the liability column from the income column, and it goes up to the expense column or expenses column. And from the expenses column, it goes back to the asset column. Okay, so we're getting wealthy for free legally because we have a structure everything with financial intelligence so that we are controlling cash flow. Okay, very important, controlling cash flow. You got to learn how to control your cash flow so that it comes back to you. Okay, and remember, every liability that you have on your liability column, when you make that payment, that expense goes to somebody else's asset unless you learn how to turn that liability into an asset. Okay, so for example, I'll give you an example of that. So let's say if you want to drive a Lamborghini and you now went and got that liability, right? You got it through your business because you have maybe a real estate property that's doing very well. It's creating $10,000 every month on cash flow. And let's say the Lamborghini is $4,000 a month. So out of those $10,000, you're going to grab $4,000 to pay for that Lamborghini. But let's say you only drive it in the weekends. And so you can actually turn that Lamborghini into an asset by renting it to other people that will pay $1,000 a day. And all you have to do is rent it, Monday through Friday. You can drive it on the weekend for free. And it's now producing you passive income because it's being used by other people that are paying you $1,000 per day to use it Monday to Friday. Okay, so that's 5 days. That's $5,000 times 4, right? And so now you have 20,000 plus monthly income, passive income coming in from the Lamborghini. So think about that for a second. Now you just you have $4,000 taken out of that. So you have $15,000 that Lamborghini is making you every single month. And so now it goes back to you as a liability, but now has turned into your asset because you are renting it out. Okay, so you can turn your liabilities into an asset. So the Lamborghini is basically free and it's producing passive income. Okay, the impact of a healthy cash flow. Since we just brought it up and some of you might not be familiar with the idea, a brief word on cash flow. Cash flow is my first and foremost concern when investing. Simply said, cash flow is the revenue we receive from an asset each month, quarter, or year, minus the cost associated with keeping the asset in good condition. For instance, our cash flow will be $400 per month if we invested $25,000 in a new gourmet food company and made that much money after expenses, interest, and taxes. If we put $20,000 down to buy an $100,000 rental property and make $100 per month in rental revenue after paying the mortgage and maintenance costs, that $100 is cash flow. We can immediately put the money in our pocket, okay, and put it to work somewhere else. Money flows results in freedom, okay? Cash flow ultimately results in financial independence or freedom. We will be free to do whatever we choose when we are financially independent, whether that's to live a luxury life or embark on a new business venture. We are free to associate with anyone we want. We can create any timetable we desire. Our time is really just ours. Our freedom gives us more options and we value options. Which would we pick if we had the option between first class and coach travel? The majority of people lack such option because it is the only option they can afford. They fly coach. It's all about the options, about having excess of cash flow. That's why the 3 E's of a master investor are excess of cash flow, experience, and financial education. Okay, which would we pick if we had the option to select between a taco stand and a 5-star restaurant? Depending on our mood, obviously, the key is that we have options when we have financial freedom. We are also not free as long as we have to work at a job. We may want to work, but having to work is something else different. We are not free if we have to work every day to make money to pay bills. That type of income is called earned income. Money that comes in every month, whether or not we work, is referred to as positive cash flow aka passive income. Whether or not I'm working, our assets generate a positive cash flow each month, and we immediately put the money in our pocket. Our main objective was to increase the amount of money coming in relative to the amount going towards living expenditures. We achieve financial independence once we've done that. Instead of we working for money, our assets work for us. It is the best way to live, we assure you. Okay? How can you tell whether you are financially independent? How long could we subsist if we quit working right now? That's the question we got to ask ourselves to see, how long do you have? And that's how you measure wealth, is measuring the time. So if you can go, 10 years, 20 years, because you have assets in place that you're controlling, they're bringing you cash flow every single day, every single week, every single month, then that's your wealth, right? Over 3 months, the ordinary human cannot survive. The key is not to be ordinary and average at investing. Having millions of dollars to live off of is not necessary to achieve financial freedom. Simply put, it means that our monthly cash flow from investments or our business is greater than what we spend on living expenditures. For instance, I didn't have much money when we retired from a job back in 2008. I was receiving $10,000 each month from my investments, which at the time were mostly real estate business and online assets. We had $10,000 coming in every month after all expenses were paid, but my living expenses were only $3,000 at that point. We were financially free. Then me and my team continued to grow it and grow and grow it, and now we're making a lot more per month on passive income. The only option is in real estate. It is not necessarily for real estate to be our preferred asset class. There are many ways to generate cash flow, so be inventive. For instance, a woman who loves to spend money on luxury handbags. To conserve money, she did not stop purchasing these purses. She instead opted to rent it out her purses after realizing that many of her friends wanted to borrow them. Now she has cash flow coming in each month from her rental handbag business. It takes an idea, team systems, and courage to raise capital from sales and banks, OPM, other people's money or debt. They also turned a 20-page manual on how to accomplish this into an ebook when some of their friends wanted to self-publish an ebook online. They currently earn $100 and $200 a monthly selling this ebook online. Think about your area of expertise if you want to be wealthy. What service can you provide to boost your resources and cash flow? Okay, not all debt is bad. Remember, if you have bad debt right now, the way to come out of that bad debt is to invest for passive income and use that passive income to satisfy the bad debt. Okay, so don't be debt free if you want to be wealthy. You want to expand your means and actually learn to be in good debt and acquire more debt to leverage yourself to more wealth. Okay, spend some time considering your future, even though you are now having financial difficulties. If you are having some, you can achieve financial freedom in the future by being resourceful, learning about money, and taking action. Spend some money now wisely, invest in your financial education, and remember, make your money work hard for you, okay? Don't waste it without having something that is producing you passive income. You want to be putting that money to work. The real estate secret to happiness then is spending is the secret to living a safe and financial sound existence. Spend, spend, spend. Just make sure to spend the money wisely to make it work hard to create passive income by acquiring assets. Knowing how to spend our money on assets that generate passive income for we as opposed to liabilities that drain our bank account is the definition of financial intelligence. Remember, there's nothing wrong with liabilities as long as you're acquiring an asset to pay for that liability. And if you want the holy grail, then you turn your liabilities into assets, like I explained earlier with the Lamborghini example. Or the other lady who turned her addiction of high-end purses into a rental handbags to her friends and other people. Okay, so now she's buying all these purses, but they're making her money, and she's getting them for free at the end. Okay, The decision that our community here is aware of is that we have financial education and that we can turn a liability into an asset. And the holy grail is to have assets producing passive income at all times for us, even while we're sleeping. Get our cash flow ebook to learn how to create cash flow online. You can go to our link in the description, go to our website, MASTERINVESTOR.education. You can find the ebook on Amazon. Just enter the title, How to Build Cash Flow with the Internet. You're going to find it there, put by Master Investor. It's going to come up. I hope that you enjoyed the video, and remember to spend money wisely. That's how we become wealthy. It does not take money to make money, right? Because you need to learn how to raise capital. But once you have passive income, or if you're sitting on a lot of capital because you spend a lot of time of your years saving money, then spend that money wisely. Invest in your financial education, invest in acquiring assets and making that money work hard for you. But you need financial education. Otherwise, you're going to end up giving that money to somebody else or losing it because you didn't put it to work properly, okay? I'll talk to you on the next live stream. Thank you for watching another valuable video, bringing you the good and bad news of money, the business principles that work in all economies. Remember today, money is created with debt. That's why debt is tax-free. So 2 types of debt, good debt and bad debt. Good debt makes us wealthy and bad debt makes us poor. You choose what type of debt you want to have. And if you have bad debt right now, the way to come out of bad debt is to invest for passive income and pay that bad debt off with the passive income from your assets. Bringing you the good and bad news of money, the business principles that work in all economies. Thank you for watching, and I will talk to you on the next live stream. Bye for now.